It's no secret that teachers spend a lot of money in their classrooms. In fact, if I were to add up the 3 years I spent in kindergarten, I can honestly say I spent near thousands of dollars in my class. So when it comes to investing in your own classroom, you really want to invest in things that will really benefit your class. In fact, earlier I shared the top 7 must-haves for every kindergarten teacher that you should be buying, and you can click here to find out more or check out the link in the description down below. But here's the thing, along the way, I've had my fair share of purchases that just were complete flops. That's why today I'm going to share with you the top 5 things I purchased in the kindergarten classroom that were complete flops. That way you don't have to learn the hard way. So one thing you should know about me is I absolutely love incorporating flexible seating into my classroom. I have everything from beanbags, tea stools, and I even have a couch. But there was one flexible seating choice that I can honestly say I regret getting, and I didn't learn that this was a flop until this year. That's right, I didn't learn my lesson the first year. Enter the Fidget Bands. You see, I remember when I was a first year teacher, I opened up the box of like a 30 pack, and I spent a good solid 30 to 40 minutes putting these rubber bands on the bottom of the chairs. For those of you that may not know, these Fidget Bands go on the bottom of your students' chairs, and the theory is that they could put their feet on top of it and they can bounce around. It's really good for fidgeters. However, going back to my first year of teaching, I spent that first day walking my kids what it should look like, sound like to use these and how we use these as a tool. And not even a day later, bam, one of my kids kicked one of the bands as hard as they could and they started snapping. And did you think I learned my lesson? No, I used them for the past 5 years and they still always break. In fact, I even bought some this year and I only have 2 left in a pack of 18. And if you live somewhere dry like I do in New Mexico, the air's just dry and it's a dry heat, these bands just naturally break even without anyone using them. That's why this makes this purchase my #1 flop that honestly should have been a flop a lot sooner. Number 2, unpopular opinion, but I don't actually like these. You see, I bought this for my classroom and I bought it because I really love the bright colors and I wanted a place for me to put all my centers. I really try to teach my kids to be independent and to run the classroom smoothly by the end of the year. So I really like to incorporate areas and organization that sets them up for success in a way that they're responsible for their learning. What I didn't like about this in particular were that the shelves were coming off the rails really easily. And within the first couple of weeks, the plastic broke. And it wasn't like one of my kids did it on purpose. They were just trying to pull the drawer and it completely cracked the front of one of the cart. Instead of purchasing something like this, I highly recommend you get something like this one. This one is way better. It's way more sturdy and my kids get in and out of it all the time without me having to, show them how to do it properly and without it breaking. Okay, number 3, I was going through some of my old photos of my first year of teaching and I thought I would have this really, really great idea of making the library a really fun place because I really love reading and I wanted my kids to too. So enter, I don't even want to show you, the canopy phase. That's right, I put a canopy in my reading area. And spoiler alert, I bet you saw this coming, my kids completely tore this down. And even though it took me hours trying to pin that up with paper clips and string in those ceilings that pop up, I had to take it down eventually because the fire marshal said that it was not up to code. So yeah, that was a total waste of time and money. Not gonna do that again. The next thing I absolutely regret buying or getting or using are student mailboxes. You see, what would happen was I would grade work and I would put them in there, and then student work would get mixed up with already graded work, and it was just an absolute nightmare. So that's why I personally don't like student mailboxes. I know some teachers swear by them. In fact, I had an amazing mentor teacher who used them, but I found a better way, and I'll be sharing a video more on that soon. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video coming up very soon. The next absolute flop I had for my kindergarten classroom were noise level buttons. This was all the trend back when I first started teaching. All the Pinterest images had them, all the teachers swore by them, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they did not work for me. A lot of people swear by these, but Half the time I would forget to hit them, even though I went over the directions with my kids. The batteries would die easily and they fell off the wall really easily. Maybe it's just me and I didn't use them the right way, but I'm not a fan of these. That wraps up the 5 things that I bought for my classroom that were complete flops. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. It would really help me out if you did. What have you bought that were flops? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, make sure to let me know what questions do you have about teaching kindergarten. I would love to chat. And if you're wanting to figure out what items you should be buying in your kindergarten classroom based on my experience, check out this video where I give you your 7 must-haves in every kindergarten classroom. I'll talk to you soon, teacher bestie. Bye.